Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Clone Wars vintage card 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper. And this is actually vintage card 248. Now these figures are pretty much just a repaint, a re-release. The orange paint and design on the helmet. And the blue is a slightly different shade of blue. And right here it's just a little bit of a different design. Other than that though, exact same sculpt, exact same figure. Same weapons, everything else is the same. So I'll try to keep this review nice and quick. So on the back here we have some of the other figures that we can expect from this wave. On top here it says Vintage Card 248. Other than that, not much else to say about this packaging. We are back and we have this guy outside of packaging. So for accessories, he comes with this awesome blaster. We've seen this one before as well. And he comes with his rifle. These are pretty cool. For a 3 3/4 inch figure, these have pretty decent detail. Same thing for his blaster. His blaster has tons of detail on that as well. Great job. That's why I love these little figures, man. I think they're fantastic. Awesome detail. Paint application on the helmet is fantastic. Awesome paint application on the full body, to be completely honest. Lots of cool detail there. The paint application going down his legs is awesome as well. Helmet is removable on this one. Face sculpt is amazing for such a small figure. Awesome detail. Let's pop his helmet back on. Looks fantastic. Alright, so that's pretty much it for a closer look. I can pop his helmet back off. Let's quickly go over articulation. Alright, so his head goes back this far, forward this far. You do get some side to side, all the way around. Shoulders go up this far, all the way around. There's a single jointed elbow, which you get 90 degrees out of. There's a rotation there as well. There is a little ball joint there at the torso. So that goes back this far, forward this far, side to side, and you get a full rotation. No rotation at the waist or anything like that, but his legs, they come out to a complete split. There's a rotation there as well, which goes all the way around. So pretty awesome range of motion there. Goes forward this far, look at that. Awesome high kick. Goes back this far. Now range of motion on this one is a tad bit different. Still does what you need it to do. There's single joint knees which go a little bit above 90 degrees. There's a rotation there as well. So that spins all the way around. And for his ankles, there's a peg here. And there's a hinge there as well. So it goes back this far, forward this far, and you can rotate it all the way around. So pretty decent articulation. I'm very impressed with this one, and I gotta say I'm definitely a fan of this figure. This is not mine like I previously mentioned, but safe to say I'm gonna be on the hunt for one of these. But yeah, I forgot to mention when I was going over articulation too, his left hand actually goes up and down, goes all the way around. And over on the right side, this one actually goes back and forth. So we have one hand that goes up and down and one that goes back and forth. Getting down to his weapons here, we can see that this one has the same problem as a lot of the other troopers, and his hands are definitely not big enough. His fingers are not long enough to actually go in and loop around the trigger, but it is big enough just to hold on to the handle. So it kind of looks a little bit weird. That being said though, you can still get it in both hands. Now you can play around with it a little bit just to get it to fit a little bit better, but you guys get the rough idea. And his blaster fits in his hand as well. So there's a trigger finger on both hands. So seems like the trigger finger is actually a lot longer on this one. I don't know why. So let's try it in this hand. So yeah, his trigger finger on this side is actually a bit longer. I don't know what it is. This one's curled up. So now that I have this other finger straightened out a little bit, let's try this again. Alright, so now that I get his finger straightened out a little bit, it was curled in there. It does fit a little bit better, but the other side is actually a lot better. The finger is longer. And for some reason, it's designed a little bit different. Maybe it's just an issue with the mold. But for some reason, this hand does look a little bit bigger. Maybe it's just misshapen, or maybe it's just a bad mold, or a bad sculpt, or just a bad hand. Fits in okay, but over on this side, fits in a lot better. Alright, there we go. You can see that this one fits in much better. The finger actually loops around the trigger, which is the way it's supposed to be. Let's pop this one back in again. I don't know what it is, man. It just doesn't want to fit in this hand. Kind of sucks. Yeah, this hand is solid, man. This one holds on to both. Perfect. So we got a bad hand. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. I could stay all day trying to get guns in hands and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, you guys get the idea. Another thing that I don't really like about this one, there's no holster for his blaster. I think that kind of sucks, man. That'd be pretty cool if there was a holster for the blaster. I know on this Stormtrooper, we do have a little holster on the back here. Not familiar with the Clone Wars, like I previously mentioned. I watched everything else Star Wars, but the Clone Wars I'm kind of slacking on. I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is. even though I'm told I'm missing out on a fantastic story. So we can see there that this Stormtrooper actually has a holster on the side here, and even Captain Rex has 2 holsters on the side for his gun. So yeah, definitely be cool if this one had a holster as well. Like I previously mentioned as well, this one's basically the 501st Clone Trooper, just a repainted helmet, and the blue is just a slightly different shade. I think the design here is a little bit different as well. Alright guys, for comparisons, here we have them next to Storm Shadow. We see Storm Shadow obviously is on a base here, and Lady J's on the base as well. The Ahsoka's Trooper is pretty much the same size as Captain Rex, just a little bit taller, and we can see it, man, his head is huge as opposed to Captain Rex's, and even a lot bigger than Stormtrooper as well. So yeah, when you look at proportions of this one, man, his head is massive, body is super skinny, super small, and that's the other side of this one too. Captain Rex's helmet is super small. This one here, man, is perfect. I don't know what it is, man. I have over 1,000 figures, and this one is definitely on the top of my list for my favorite figures in my collection. Love this one. I actually have 3 of them. If I seen any more in the stores, I probably bought them too, to be completely honest. But in my opinion, you guys don't need to agree with me at all, but in my opinion, this is probably one of the best Stormtrooper figures that we've ever got from Hasbro. Like I said, just my opinion, guys, this is one of my favorites. But we can see that Ahsoka's Trooper is pretty much a little bit taller than Captain Rex, and a little bit taller than Imperial Trooper as well. That pretty much wraps up our unboxing and figure review for Star Wars Clone Wars 332nd Ahsoka Clone Trooper. Paint application, the overall design, articulation, all that stuff is great. I think this one looks fantastic based off proportions and a really messed up hand. I spent about 10 minutes trying to get the guns to fit in his hands properly. Kept falling out. The only hand that he holds onto well is the left hand. No issues with this side. This one here sucks. This one looks fantastic, even though it's just a re-release with basically just a different paint job on the helmet. But I'm fine with that. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of this figure. What do you think of our review? If you guys had to rate this one out of 10, what would you give it? And as always, if you liked the review, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, and that subscribe button is there as well if you guys want to subscribe to the channel. As always, we hope you enjoyed this review, and we hope you enjoyed the rest of your day. Keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys.